Welcome back to STL Live. Parks and Recreation and Forestry are cornerstones of the St. Louis community. Here to share more with us is the Director of the Department of Parks and Recreation and Forestry, Greg Hayes.
Thanks for having me, Raynah.
I'm glad you're here. I love the park.
Well, there's 109 of them for you to like.
I was going to ask you that. You knew
Yes.
that right off the top of your head.
Yes, sometimes a little prepared to see what you have to ask, but no, we have 109 citywide. One right across the street's about half of our park acreage in Forest Park, but Forest Park isn't the only park in the city. We have 108 other parks, and we like that people enjoy them.
Let's talk about some of those. But as director, what is your job?
I basically policy formulation, budgeting, all those types of things. We have Department of Parks, Recreation, Forestry, and also a little known fact, a lot of folks don't know, Soulard Market and Operation Brightside follow under our purview. So just trying to keep all that together, very large overall department, and a lot of heavy volume service delivery in the city.
How important are the parks to the city of St. Louis?
They're extremely important. People that live near these neighborhood parks and our regional parks, they love to enjoy passive and active recreation in them. They like to see them well kept, and that's an expectation we try to hold true to with our services. We have a high demand from citizens, and they're great for people to fish, play basketball, any of those types of activities, or just walk on one of our paths.
Tell me about a couple of those hidden gems that are your favorites that most people don't realize exist.
Sure. Well, there's a couple different, well, the regional parks are obvious. We have 6 in the city, and I wouldn't call them hidden gems, but there's Fairgrounds, O'Fallon, Forest Park, Carondelet, Wilmore, and Tower Grove, which is actually it's an entity run by themselves. Hidden gems, actually one of my favorites is Wilmore Park, one of the regional parks. There is disc golf there that we've had for several years. I see a lot of activity with individuals playing disc golf, and a lot of folks down there enjoying that. So it's a nice park amenity.
What's the one right off of 55 in Loughborough?
55 in Loughborough would be Carondelet Park right there.
I love that one.
Yes,
I didn't know the name, but
about a 300-acre park. There's a ton of walking in there. There's a boathouse lake, and there's a horseshoe lake, another lake there. A lot of activity in a very large park.
so people don't actually have to drive way out of the city or go down on the riverfront to do some fishing if they want to.
No, they don't. Missouri Department of Conservation stocks some of our lakes. Those would be O'Fallon Park and Forest Park, and they do stock in Wilmore as well. Those are the larger lakes. And we have some good fishing in there. I see folks quite a bit in there, and folks even fish at Lafayette Park there at Mississippi and Park. So great lake and great park.
So tell me then, in the neighborhoods, how do these parks, what would the neighborhood be like if the park wasn't there? Tell me how vital it is to have the parks all over St. Louis.
Well, I think in all of us that work, or even folks that work at home or report to work every day, you need stress relief. And we see people in these parks. I mentioned active and passive recreation. We see folks exercising. It's great for their health. And we also see folks just participating in any type of sports activity. So we feel they're vital, and we hear it from the citizens that that's the same way they feel.
109.
Correct.
So does that mean that pretty much every little community around the St. Louis area has a park?
I would say that's a fairly accurate statement, Raynah. We like to think that folks can get to one of our city parks within about a 10 to 15 minute walk. We're confident that that's true.
That is fantastic. So Forest Park is not the only park in St. Louis. There's some other ones to adventure.
Absolutely not. We're very proud of Forest Park, but we're very proud of our other 108 as well.
What if somebody got the notion to visit all 109 of those parks in the upcoming warmer weather? Where would they find that information?
Great. The city website at, stlouis-mo.gov. And you can link right into the park's website, and you'd have all that information.
That'd make a great TV show.
I think so too.
Visit St. Louis parks with me. We should talk to somebody about that.
We'd be happy to oblige, and we'd guide anybody on that tour if they'd like us to.
All right, well, we've got to go. Thank you so much for being here. I wish we could talk more, but the parks in St. Louis are used in the communities to celebrate major events and much more. For more information about the parks, recreation, and forestry, contact Greg Hayes at 314-289-5300 or visit their office at 5600 Clayton inside Forest Park. Stay with us at STL Live. There's more right after this.